Daniel, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Perfect. I will stop sharing my screen then and you can take over.
Yes, thank you very much. All right, let me see. Okay, here, my slide. All right. Okay, if you can hear me clearly and see my slide clearly, please give me the number one in the chat box. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, lovely, lovely. All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Tuong and you can call me Daniel. I'm an EFL teacher working with young learners in Vietnam. I currently work as a teacher at some language centers and as a trainer in Happy Teachers Academy, where I focus on practical classroom activities and teaching insights. And I'm also a teacher content creator and a Twinkl Teachers Ambassador, sharing practical ways and spreading the use of Twinkl resources to teachers in communities, in teachers community in Vietnam. And today I love to share a small but realistic ways we can bring into our classroom, into our everyday lessons. Uh, but first, let's start with get to know activity, huh? On the screen, you can see a very simple sentence. We are teachers. We are blah, 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 P, right? Today, I'm not asking about your job titles or roles written on contracts. I'm asking about your identity. So, who are we as teachers? And please, to hear your task, think about yourself and your teachers. Choose one word that start with the letter P, yeah, and you will type that word into the chat box. Just one word is enough, as long as it completes this sentence honestly. We are teachers. We are blah 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 blah. For example, patient or something like that. Powerful. I see the word powerful. We are polite. That's great. I want to see more answer. Patient, passionate. Okay, lovely. We are planning. Yeah, we are positive. We are energetic. Okay, that's lovely. We're promising. Very good. Very good. Uh, so patience. Okay. Productive. Wonderful. Right. Now, so next we're going to the letter B. Oops, B. Let's take a second and see what word with the letter B can come up into your mind. B, B. Besties. Yes, we are besties. We are beautiful. We are big heart. Lovely. We are brave. Yes, I love that word. We are brave. We are busy too. Yes, we are the best. Yeah, lovely, lovely. And the letter L. How about the letter L? How about the letter L? I think we are learners. So lovely. Yeah, we are growing alongside our students too. We are likable. We are light. We're lovely and lively. Good, good. We're listeners. Wonderful. We are lovely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're luminant. Uh-huh. Yes. Thank you very much. So anybody can type all the three letters we have already. Huh? All the three letters we had already. The first letter, PBL. That's great. That's wonderful. Uh-huh. And that's also our topic today. And first, I would like to define uh, what is project-based learning and I will tell the definition shortly. Um, right. So project-based learning to me, I think is has been discussed and promoted and sometimes misunderstood for decades. So the key question is not whether we do projects in class, but what makes learning genuinely project-based, not just activity-based. And from my perspective, project-based learning is a systematic and transformative pedagogy. It's not single teaching technique. And in project-based learning, students work over an extended period of time, right, to investigate or to respond an authentic and contextualized question or challenge, right? This means project-based learning is really about designing the learning environment and experience. Next, project-based learning is fundamentally inquiry-based. Students are not just completing tasks, they are constructing knowledge. Yeah. And the next one, project-based learning is student-driven. But for me, I think it is teacher-facilitated too. Students pursue questions that spark their curiosity and make sense in the work. The teacher's role here is shifting from information provider to designer, guide, or cognitive coach. Yeah. And and in many TESOL and additional language classroom, PBL is often described as product oriented. But another perspective challenges this view. It argues that what truly defines project-based learning is not the product, but is the depth of the learning process. From this view, it is the sustained thinking, problem solving, and cognitive engagement that separate project-based learning from busy work or mini-light assignments. And the last point here is PBL is deeply hands-on and real-world oriented. Students learn by handling real problems that matter to them and connect to their lives or their communities. Yeah. So when we put all of this together, project-based learning is not just about projects, it's about how learning is structured, who drives the inquiry, what kind of thinking is required, and how closely learning connects to the real world. Huh? So before we look at why teachers resist project-based learning, I want to pause for a moment. Resistance does not mean rejection. In many cases, it means hesitation, caution, or even self-protection. Most teachers do not resist PBL because they are traditional or unwilling to change. They resist because they are already managing heavy workloads, tight schedules, exam pressure, or emotional labor in the classroom. So when PBL is presented as something that requires more time, more planning, and more classroom uncertainty, so resistance become a rational response. Yeah. So here's some main reason. The first one is often comes from the beliefs and understanding. Many teachers see PBL as a losing control, or they confuse it with simple hands-on activities rather than structures in inquiry. Yeah. And secondly, this there is an issue of designing and planning. Aligning projects with the curriculum, language, objectives, and assessment require teacher to take time and their a lot of mental energy. Uh, the third one is that implementation and classroom management are real challenges. PBL demands close monitoring of group work, inquiry, and individual progress, all within the fixed schedules. Mm. Finally, institutional and contextual support matters. Limited supports like resources, collaboration, or system can make even good PBL ideas feel impossible. Mhm. So resistance is not about attitude; it's often about survival. Mhm. So here, here I want to introduce. I want to introduce you about what is the mini projects here. So when we talk about mini projects, about projects, uh, sorry, sorry, when we talk about mini projects, cannot be limited by outside constraints. It's often from our teaching content, and it's also help your students to discover the content, the language, but with the support from teachers, of course, huh? And it's short term. It can conduct it in a short term rather than a long term, a long semester projects. And for example, you can do it at the end of a unit. And the goal here is integrate some social action into the curriculum, into our teaching contents. And it's a short goals, but it's also support the long-term goals like sustain inquiry and innovation, like the PPL. And for the output, I suggest that the output should be tangible, should be visible, because this can be an evidence of our students learning, right? And when we talk about global citizenship, many teachers immediately think of big, perfect long-term projects. But I think global citizenship does not require long, perfect projects. If we look closely, global citizenship is built from some key areas like knowledge and understanding, skills, and the last one is values and attitude. And these do not grow old at once. They grow through repeated small learning moments, and these can be planned into everyday lessons. So when planning a lesson, start small. Choose one value or one skill that not everything at once, such as cooperation, empathy, or respect, and then connect it to our existing content, right? So for me, our for me, global citizenship is not an extra unit. It is a lens we apply to our normal lessons through small, consistent choices in planning. For example, when students work together, they practice cooperation and communication. When they talk about their class or community, they build identity and respect for diversity. And when they reflect on what they make, they develop self-awareness and responsibilities. These outcomes can happen in short, simple mini projects. So global citizenship is not about doing everything at once. I think it is about doing small things consistently and doing them well. Right now, I would like to show you some mini projects examples from my old class, and I will share them through three popular themes or topics that we all teach regularly. So let us start with the first one. I have learned the image. So let's take a moment and guess, what is the image of? You think, what is the image of? Noodles. Phở. Phở. Okay. Food. Phở bò. That's wonderful. A bowl of noodles. Yeah. Here, here it is. Is phở. It's a kind of Vietnamese specialty. Vietnamese special food, right? And so the first theme, the first topic I would like to introduce to you, this is about food. Food. Yeah. Here. This is the mini projects from my young learners class on the topic of food. Students created their ideal meal using a simple dish, paper template, and they draw the food and they talked about their choices. The language focus was just a one level, so using food vocabulary and simple sentences like I have, and this is my meal, something like that. And the projects follow three guided steps. First, students have to choose their food items. Then student created the meal, and then they will have to record a group video to share with parents group. And even in these small projects, we can see that global citizenship emerging, right? Students show their identity and diversity through different food choices, practice communication and creativity, and build confidence and self-esteem when presenting. And the next one, this is another mini projects from my class. This time is on breakfast around the world. Students work together to create a simple infographic or word map like this. Uh-huh. After reading a text showing what people eat for breakfast in different countries, the language focus was on food vocabulary too, but it's about country names, and simple sentences are presented here like this is breakfast eat or they eat blah 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 blah. The project follow three guided steps. First, they have to choose a country. Yeah, they have to choose a country, and they have to talk a lot, discuss a lot about the countries, and then they have to create the breakfast visuals on the map, and they share information with the class. All right. And through the activity, students develop knowledge of cultural diversity and global connection. They can, at the same time, they build confidence and empathy and openness to diversity, especially for cuisine, huh? And this mini project is about shopping and daily responsibility. Students first create a simple shopping list in class like this, and then at home, they ask their mom or dad to buy one or two items from the list. And after about 1 week, they brought back a photo of the item was actually bought and share it with the class. So the language focus here is not only about food, but only is about daily items, and symbol structure are presented like I need, I buy, and this is my blah 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 blah. Um, here is the steps. Here are the steps. First, I plan this. I have my students to plan the shopping list. Then they have to act by shopping with their parents. And lastly, they share the results by using the photos of the real images of the products they bought. And through this project, students connect classroom learning with real life. They practice communication and reflection too. They build confidence and develop awareness of family roles, choice, and responsibility. And this one focus on food and personal choices. I use a very familiar and lovable context, that is a pizza. They have to work in small groups to make a pizza using their favorite ingredients. They choose toppings, they place them on the pizza base here and explain their choices. The language focus includes food vocabulary and symbol structure like I like, I want, and my pizza has. And our student can talk about the color too. And the projects follow the three guided steps here. First, practicing to choose ingredients and creating the pizza together. And lastly, sharing it using short sentences. And through these activities, students express identity and diversity. They practice communication and cooperation too. And also, they build their empathy by listening to others' choices, right? And for the next topic, can you guess what animal is it? Right? What animal is it, everyone? Giraffe. Okay. It's very easy, right? Yeah, yeah, it is giraffe. Um, Here, this is the giraffe, and
Cho một có.
the topic here is about animals. Animals.
谢谢。刚完听买，
First,
因为有研习，再听听看人家讲什么。
hello. All right, the first one, the first project here is designing the zoo. This mini projects focus on animals and responsibility too. Through designing the zoo, students were asked to design their own zoo by choosing animals, drawing enclosures, and coloring enclosure, and deciding where each animal should live. Where each animal should live. The task is creative but structured, and it connects directly to the animals unit. The language focus was animal vocabulary, places too, and simple sentences are presented like this is blah blah blah. It lives in blah blah blah, and there is, there are. And the project follow three guided steps. They have to choose animals, they have to design the zoo layout, and they have to design the zoo layout, and they have to share the zoo using simple descriptions. All right. So through these activities and through these mini projects, students build knowledge about animals and habitats, practicing creative thinking and communication, and learn empathy and respect for living things. With these mini projects, I focused on pets and care. Student, oops, oops. Okay. Students have to work in small groups to put the things a pet needs into a bowl, such as food, water, toys, or a bed. They had to decide what was necessary and what was not. The language was focused on simple vocabulary and structure like it needs, this is for, and pets need. The projects follow some steps like first, students have to identify the pet, choose the pet, and they have to choose, decide the items it needs, and share their bowl and share the bowl to their friends. And through this activity, students develop empathy and responsibility, practice communication and cooperation too, and they also build respect and care. They're learning that small actions can improve the lives of animals. And here, can anyone tell me what animal is it? It's actually not an animal, it's a hybrid animal, right? This project is about creating imaginary animals, imaginary creatures, and they help to creating hybrid animals. Students have to use cut and paste materials to design a future animal by combining parts from different animals. They name their animals and explain its feature. They can use animal vocabulary, but it also use they can also use body vocabulary too. And the projects follow three guided steps: choosing animal parts, creating the hybrid animal one, and share it with descriptions. Through this activity, through these projects, students can practice their creative thinking and communication. They learn to accept differences and build confidence in sharing ideas. And they also explore ideas of coexistence, adaptation, and care for living things and the environment too. So for the next theme, can anyone tell me what can you see in the word image? Yeah, can you see the word image? Oh, lovely, lovely. It's about it's a clock, and it's all about daily routine, everyday activity. Yeah. That's wonderful, teachers. Here. It's all about daily routine or daily activities. So with the first one, this one focuses on daily life and responsibility too through a quickly timetables. Students work in group to discuss and create their own weekly timetable. They decided what they do on each day and draw a simple pictures or draw and write the activity to show their routines. And also they have to present their timetable to send it them to their parents. And the language focus using the days of the week, daily activities, and simple structures like on Monday, on Tuesday, I blah blah blah. I go, I play the verbs, huh? And the projects here are some steps. First, I practice them with the days of the week, and then we discuss a daily activity together, then work together to design the timetable and share it using short sentences. Huh? Through this, students can build their self-awareness and communication skills, and I want them to cooperate together to and learn that routine can be different from each person. So the next one, this focuses on time, routines, and responsibility too. Students work together and discuss and create a clock. Here is my model that show their daily activity. They decided what they do at different times of the day and use pictures or use simple words to represent each activity. The language focus is including time expression and daily routines, and with simple structures like as blah 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 o'clock, I blah blah blah. And here are the steps. First, students have to discuss their daily activities, and they have to design the activity clock like this, and they share it using short sentences. And through this activity, students develop self-awareness, communication, and cooperation too. So the next one, this is mini projects about health and daily choices. They create a flip book about healthy habits. Students will create their own flip book with each page showing one healthy habit, such as good engine, sleep, routine, limited screen time, balanced diet, or exercise. They decided which habits to include and how to present them, how to do them. The language focus was using simple verbs and structures like I eat, I sleep, I wash my hands, and I exercise, blah blah blah. The projects follow 3 guided steps too. First, they have to discuss to choose their healthy habits. They have to choose their they have to practice and decide which one is good for them, which one is bad for them, and then they create 1 page for each habit. They share the flipbook using short sentences, so short expression like this, and they have to write too. They have to write 1 sentence. Usually in my classroom, they are starters. They are on pre A1 level, so I usually ask them to write sentences like this. And through this activity, students can build self-awareness and responsibility and practice their reflection too. So after listening some examples, the steps I want to propose is here. Mini projects keep the spirit of PBL, but work within real constraints. It fits the textbook, it fits the syllabus, and it fits the lesson. It fits the lesson or the units you show you face in the classroom. And let me show you the steps and how technology can support each step. So the first one, you have to decide the action. When we design mini projects, we start by designing the action, not the activity. Like the action should be simple and social, something learners can realistic do together, such as creating a poster, a mini book, or a short video presentation. And most importantly, the action should come from the teaching content. It should reuse the topic, vocabulary, or the situation in the unit, not introduce something too new and too broad to your student. And the second one, you have to fix the language goal. We clearly map out the language goal. We choose specific vocabulary or sentences patterns directly from the unit or the textbook, or you can flexibly choose the sentences too. This language can be practiced through textbook activities, through teacher-designed games, or short thrills before the project's beginning. And teacher can use the textbook as it or adapted it is fine. But writing the target language out clearly when planning helps a lot, because it keeps the projects focused and easy to assess. And the third one, you have to guide the choices. Young learner needs freedom, but within the boundaries. So instead of giving unlimited options, we give structured procedures. Usually in my class, 3 options usually work best. 3 steps, I usually work with 3 steps. And this keeps the project short, focused, and manageable. And the fourth one, students then create a small product and share it with each other. The sharing stage should be guided by the main language points, and they not just show the products. They use the target words or sentences to talk about it. Yeah. And finally, we close with a simple reflection. Reflection does not need to be long or written. For me, 2 questions are enough. What did we make, and what words or what language did we use today? This question helps students to connect the action back to the language learning and reinforce the purpose of the mini projects. And lastly, I want to show how we can reduce the burnout when using project-based learning. First, we simplify the scope. We start with mini projects, fit them into the textbook, and plan a short, clear timeline. Templates and checklists help students stay focused without constant teacher control too. And the second one, we leverage tools and collaboration. Generative AI can help you with planning, outlines, and rubric. Sharing the workload with colleagues also can help you reduce the grading pressure. And the key idea here is simple. High impact learning does not require high exhaustion. And with smaller projects, smart tooling, and shared responsibility, PBL becomes sustainable for our real classroom, right? Now it's your turn. First, please choose a lesson topic you are currently teaching. Then you can go to the Padlet here and post a mini project idea using the simple project frame. Here's the QR code, or you can access it here in the chat box. Have you got the link? Right. So let me share the screen. Right. I want to share this one instead. Okay. Now, you see this, right? You see this, my screen, you see my screen, right? Please accept the Padlet here and post one mini project idea that using the simple frame like this. In your post, include 3 things only. First, the lesson topic and the language goal, what your students will say or write. And the second, what is your final product? Like one simple thing students will create in the classroom. And the last one, the 3 guided steps, or you can even make it more, how students will complete the project step by step. And you can copy my close example here as a template and adapt it to your old classroom. I'm waiting for your post.
It might take a while for people to put their ideas. While people are working on their Padlet posts, does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, anyone have any question?
Any questions? Are people working, just to check, are people working on Padlet posts, or are we feeling shy today? Anyone? If you're working on a Padlet post, just type yes. Oh, Matt has a question. What has been the most interesting project for your students?
Or I would like to say that the most interesting for them is about daily activity, especially for creating the shopping list and then take a picture of what have they bought with their parents, because it's really realistic and it can connect to their daily life.
Someone's added a Padlet post. Groovy Salamander. I love your username.
Yeah,
Video about the weather. Yeah, that's a cool project.
weather. Talk about the weather. Oh, that's great. They can work like forecaster. They can work. They can have a role play like a forecaster. Support you. Teacher can support with script. Yeah. You can have with. Oh, sorry. Displays.
Eva asked a question. She said, how often do you use project-based learning? Because in Romania, they only have 1 hour a week for our first 3 years of ESL.
Oh, that's interesting presentation. Question. I usually at the end of the unit, we have a project lesson. It's around 1.5 hour for me, 1.5 hour for me. But I know in Vietnamese public high school they have 45 minutes. And usually we can flexibly change. I can flexibly change the content or the task design for the project lesson.
I would say if you have so little time in your classroom, use it where you think it will add value and where you think it will it's kind of adding value to your lessons. Don't
So
force yourself. I'm going to do project-based learning every Friday or every.
can you repeat the question?
Oh, I was just going back to Eva's question. I was just adding on to the question about not only having an hour a week.
Hour a week.
Yeah, I was just going back to the same question and saying if she has so little time, it's best not to force yourself to do project-based learning for every unit or every other lesson, and use it when it's going to be adding value to your lessons because you have so little lesson time. Awesome. I love the presentation. I thought it was fantastic. I think at the moment, the Twinkl ESL team are working on some project-based learning courses, and they're fantastic. But I love the option of, like you said, the mini projects, not taking a lot of your time, not things
Yes.
that take weeks to plan and can be easily added to your lessons. And then you can build on them, right? So the idea of the weather, that could be a one lesson project, or that could be a bigger thing where they write the script and they plan filming and they research the weather for the next week. It could be a bigger project if there was capacity to do that. Oh wow, some more Padlet submissions.
Yeah, I love the model and the rules, rights, and responsibilities. That's wonderful. Role play. Mm, yeah, that's great. Mm.
Kanda, who might be our top question asker for this conference, asked, have you observed any long-term mindset or behavior changes in students after using this approach?
I've seen that with the step with the I have to use with the step like they have to create and they have to share with the sharing section like this. My students are confident. They are more confident in their speaking uh, and over time and actually they are more willing to make choices too, and they are more comfortable to work with the others. And the big change isn't about the academic speed or about the learning, but are not just they're not just about learning, but the focus here is also about the ownership. They start to say, this is my idea, or instead of is this right? and and also about the habits. It's not, but I want to show, I want to say that it's not instant results. But they will plan a little more. They will listen to their classmates and they will reflect more naturally, because these mini projects are small and repeated. So these behaviors slowly become part of their uh, routine in the classroom.
Fantastic. Any other questions? Anita said the workshop was to the point, clear, applicable, and enthusiastic. I think that sums up all of Daniel's workshops. They're all very hands-on, practical, very informative. Sally said it was great. Awesome. I'm going to add the link to the certificate. So if you want to receive a certificate for joining this session, I'll leave that form in the chat for you now. You need to complete a very short form, and then you will receive your certificate. Make sure you put your name correctly as you would like to have it on the final certificate. And yeah, hopefully everyone has time to join our next workshop. We've got a couple of hours until the next one. I'm going to be in the middle of my bedtime routine with my toddler, so I won't be hosting. It will be the lovely Janet hosting the next session. And it's all going to be about challenging monolithic ESL pedagogy, examining global viability of personalized learning in low resource context. So I think it's going to be a really interesting session. A little bit similar to what Bruno was talking about yesterday, hopefully bringing in some of the other themes we've already talked about. Oh, Sally wants some feedback on the project. Sally, which one is yours so that we know which one is your...
Sorry, my one was Nigeria. But I think other people have sent some too. Yes. Can you hear me? I don't know if you can.
Yes, we can hear you. Sorry. The Nigeria one is solid foundations or sound foundation. Sorry. Can you see that one, Daniel? I think it's really good. My only suggestion would be that the topic is quite broad, like learn about Nigeria. Nigeria is a massive country with a lot of history, a lot of things to learn, and you might find that that subject is quite broad, but it could be better for a bigger project, right? Like instead of one lesson, it could be a project-based learning series across multiple lessons.
I just read a very important question. How can I adapt it into my low-resourced classroom? And I have some thoughts. First, you can lower the definition of products. Products do not need technology or printing at all. It can be a drawing, a folded paper, or a list on the board, or an oral presentation is already enough. And you can reuse what you already have, like textbook, notebooks, recycled paper, flashcards, the board, and our student voices are your main resource. And we can focus on the language used in the social actions, not decoration. Like if the students are making choices, they are using target language and working together, the project is successful.
Awesome. Any other questions or comments? Just lots of lovely feedback. Great ideas, ready to integrate into LT. Amazing. Awesome. Thank you everyone for joining us for another amazing workshop. I feel inspired, I feel energized, I feel like I've got some practical tips. Make sure you look in the chat for the links for the certificate. Yulia, could you pin your comment please so people can find the links for the gift packs and the certificates? Sally said, how can we link to this yesterday? Do you need a link for another session?
What I mean is, yesterday was a conference. The last conference, the man that was talking about the needs of the students, that we can concentrate less on resources, but more on what the student needs. And so I'm thinking about, this is really great because we've got the resource and you know, the project, but the link between how we can focus on the learner. In all of this, I'm trying to think how we can link it all together, if you see what I mean.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think two things. Project-based learning is great because I think it can be very learner-led. As in, I think it's very easy to adapt these mini projects to students' interests and to the things that they're interested in. And therefore you automatically get a kind of tailored lesson that is learner-led, that they have a lot of investment in, right? It's still using materials. I know Bruno's approach to teaching is very materials light, but this is a nice middle ground, right? Because it's learner-led, learner-focused, it's going after their interests, it's using language, it's not a grammar, a kind of synthetic grammar approach. But it is less burden on the teacher. You can use some kind of pre-made materials to support in your projects. Yesterday I asked Bruno a question about young learners, and he said he wasn't sure because that's not his field of expertise. I think if you do have young learners, you want to teach more in the style that Bruno was kind of promoting and talking about. Something like project-based learning is a good approach to bringing that to young learners and for younger students, where you might not be able to do a lesson that's completely conversation focused or with no materials, but a project-based learning activity that is light on materials is a good way to adapt that for younger learners. That would be my suggestion. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to wrap this session up. Daniel, thank you. That was amazing. Your workshop last year was amazing. All of the workshops you do with the Vietnamese team are amazing. So I have no doubt, but you definitely delivered. It was practical, inspiring, and it's nice to have something that doesn't feel like a burden, something that's easy to implement in our classrooms, that's not some huge, ambitious plan that we have to implement. It's easy, it's actionable. I love that. I'm going to stop the recording. If you have any questions, you can hang on for a minute. Otherwise, I think we're finished for this session.